Welcome to the second sub podcast of Nate and Friends. You know, the podcast where you get all the cool gaming news, all the new releases, and other little bits and bobs like the press conferences from Microsoft in July, whatever Nintendo decides to do. Today we're actually here with Nando and his awesome collectibles and show, where I've got my beautiful blank wall. Right, Nando, how have you been? What have you been up to this week? Playing anything cool over in Destiny 2?
No, it's Destiny 2. What do you want about?
I think
you play Destiny 2 out of necessity nowadays.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I know you're lying because you just did a review on The Last of Us 2 that is on YouTube, guys. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Oh, what a slog of a game.
I know you didn't like it. It could have been so good. But
It could have been a job. It should have been Game of the Year.
It should have been.
I'll get you, Ollie. Let's have a leak.
Yeah, show the fans.
Only fans.
Ooh.
There you go. There's my only fans, guys. My only fan. There's my only fan. Nate's my only fan.
There's this collector's edition Ellie.
That was Ellie, and then I have the rest up there. I need to be organized. Look, I got like, what are these? What are those? Why are they here?
Little scissors. I don't know.
Why, bit of a pea or something.
For guys who are going to be watching this later on Spotify, Nando's showing his amazing collector's editions on his shelving units. If not, go to YouTube, search for NateB991 on YouTube, and you can see the beauty that we see right now. Going on from there, what have I been doing this week? I've been playing around with a new stream tool for Sunday streams. So I'm thinking about playing Pokemon Platinum, but not just normal Pokemon Platinum, a randomized Pokemon Platinum where, you know, all the starters could be anything. It could be a Weedle, Kakuna, could be a Metapod, could be a Mewtwo, could be a Legendary, could be anything. So we're going to play through that Nuzlocke style. So, you know, each area catch one, you catch it, great, you lose it, rip. On to the next. We had some fun. I started off with a Bulbasaur and rocked up into a Kyogre straight away at level 3. Of course,
I remember that.
He water pulsed and killed me. It's what it is.
Type. Wow.
You wouldn't believe it, right? But yeah, that's what happened. A grass type going down to a water type. Who'd have thought it? Cool. What else has been going on? Now we'll go on to my exciting news. I actually got a partnership with Wraith Energy, which we have a
where's the shaker?
Got the tall boys right there.
Hey, there we go.
And just to go further, Wraith Energy tub. If you guys want a nice energy drink that tastes amazing, you get no crashing. It's got what? 6 calories at most? Nothing.
Yeah, it's keto friendly.
It's keto friendly, so if you're on a diet and you want something low carb, perfect. That's exactly what you want. No crashes, fantastic. And if you use my code NateB991, you get 10% off your whole order. So it's a no-brainer, guys. No-brainer. And as everyone knows with me and my content, I don't talk rubbish about anything. In terms of, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna promote it.
You used to be a Sneak guy, didn't you?
I used to be a Sneak guy. So this is it. I've had Sneak. I've had G Fuel. I've had X Gamer.
Oh, G Fuels.
I've had Gamer Sups, GG Sups. I've had so many different energy drinks from esports teams and stuff like that. Wraith is literally the best one. That tub I showed you there was Emerald Abyss. It's literally amazing. It tastes like, at first I thought it was like flying saucers, but I actually get that taste of like Palmer Violets. That's the aftertaste I get of it now.
What?
Like, do you know the Palmer Violets, the little round sweets, little purple Palmer Violet sweets?
No.
No, okay, you're Canadian, what do you expect? Yeah. It tastes like that. So if you like your sweets, there's that there. There's loads of other flavours. I've got a Wraith crate coming this week, hopefully. There'll be a YouTube unboxing, and not just an unboxing, a whole rating of which flavours to try first. Stay in tune for that. What else has been going on with me? Not much, to be honest. I think that's it for this mainly.
I got a scarf.
You did get a scarf.
I got a big green scarf that looks suspiciously like a certain chibi character.
Yeah, I don't know
why. Don't know why I have that under Ninja Mask. I have no reason. There's no games coming out.
No, I
can't use that for.
I know what it could be, but we're waiting. We'll show it. We'll show it next time. So we're going. So what's been going on? We got new games out this week. This month. Sorry. We've got Games of Gold. We've got a load of stuff for that, and this Games of Game Pass. It's full of it, loads of it. So what we got first? Let's crack on with the big stuff, I think. So game release wise, we've got Neon Abyss. We got Paper Mario. Yes. We got Grounded coming out on Game Pass, which is
I think it looks cool.
It looks cool. Unfortunately, I don't have time to get footage and stuff, but if you know what it is, you know. If you don't, you got Google.
If you were born in the 90s, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid, the game.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. I played the demo of it. I had a couple of issues because it's alpha. What do you expect? But what I had played of it is fantastic. It's multiplayer online, so you get to play with your friends. And like I said, it's on Game Pass of Xbox and PC. Just try it for free. If you don't have Game Pass, it's what, $1.99 for a trial?
Yeah, something like that.
Just give it a go, man. It's the best thing to think of.
If you've never converted your Xbox Live, it's £1 to convert it.
Exactly.
Whatever you have remaining.
So you got all that goodness coming out, which you can't really complain. It's free stuff at the end of the day, pretty much. It's better than paying £50 for a game you don't know if it's going to be any good. So it's a no-brainer. And then, literally today, Ubisoft released a BR.
Did they?
That has Twitch integration. It's called Hyperscape. I saw a little bit of footage of it. It looks cool. I've heard people say they're going to start looking at it. It's got Twitch integration, so it's like a streamer's dream, really. You stream on Twitch.
Well, that's what we thought about. What was the one Amazon did? The people that own Twitch.
Wow. Yeah.
Crucible.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like, day one, whoop, and bam, plummeted, completely plummeted. So
everyone's trying to recreate that Apex Legends effect, where they just dropped it and it became like the biggest game overnight.
And this is it.
It's really weird because you can't just do that. That's what happened to Crucible and another game. You just want to drop a BR for free and be like, let's just see what happens.
And there's only one company can get away with it. I can't believe, still to this day, I can't believe how they get away with it. But Activision and Call of Duty. So they released Call of Duty, they then released Warzone, and they said, what can we do? We've got sound issues, but we won't fix that. What are we going to do? Let's add an extra 100 players into a game mode. So a 200 player BR, which has issues, and it's cross-platform, so you got the aim bottles and stuff. But yeah, let's do that. We don't need balancing, we don't need, nerfs, we don't need actual game mechanics that work. Throw more people in, why not? And it's free because everyone loves it, so there you go. It's a bit of controversy, but it is what it is. Before we go into the next set of game, I've got a small bit of footage with Games of Gold, so you can see what's coming out soon. But before we go into that, obviously we have had sad news. Obviously Mixer, the tragedy of Mixer.
Yes.
Everyone who's worked hard on Mixer is obviously now is shut down, so they're obviously going to new platforms. Twitch, Facebook, DLive, or whatever the hell is coming out next. There's rumours of a new platform where other big streamers are going.
Is that Prime?
Apparently it's called Prime, yeah. And obviously that's going into, the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. He's obviously been permanently banned from Twitch. I've got a feeling it's got something to do with that. And Ninja and Shroud have not mentioned a thing either. And they were both from Mixer. So I've got a feeling them big three are just going to go, right, we jump, pay us money, let's get going. But if you are listening to this podcast and you are a Mixer streamer, and you come to Twitch, drop me a DM, drop me a message. I will support you. I know how it is to come to a whole new platform, start from scratch. I'll help you out with that. So yeah, I thought I'd put that in there before we continue. Any Mixer streamers, get in contact with me and we'll sort you out.
I'm not massive. I got my start on Mixer before Twitch.
Yeah, because you did game houses and stuff, right?
Yeah. So I feel for them. I really do. I know so many people. A lot of great streamers. They have such a good community there, and
they really It's a shame, unfortunately, but You know, it's what it is at the end of the day.
Do? Yeah, unfortunately, what are you gonna do? They
Um,
close the platform. They close the platform.
yeah, exactly. So going off next, so we got the games of gold coming. So let's quickly have a look at the funds. What we got this month of games of gold. We have, you know, World Racing Championship 8, Saints Row 2, Dunk Lords, and a game called Juju. Don't know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what half these little indie games are about. But that's what you get on games. Xbox Live Gold this month. Personally, I don't think it's a good lineup. I think they've got to the point of, what should we do? Oh, I don't know what should release. How about another racing game for the 4th month? Great job, Xbox. You know, I slate Sony with their PS Plus. Recently, they've done a bit better, but this is a quite a low for games for gold in my opinion. What's your thoughts?
I think it's a byproduct of us being at the end of a console generation. So we're like, unless like they have the choice of either paying these licenses, because they have to pay the devs and publishers to free these off, or like just holding off and being like, well, do you know what? We'll have some better stuff when we launch Series X, some better indies. Indies are going to be, so according to, on topic here, according to like a lot of insider stuff, indies are going to be a lot bigger on next gen, I think, because of the price
of course
games is going up, and they're saying it's like to make these next gen games, except for like core series, like first party core series, like your Ghost of Tsushima, your Uncharted, your Gears of War, your Halo. It costs too much for them to invest. So I think what you're going to get is a mix next gen. This just throwing it out there, a mix of really high quality indie titles coming to get things like Game Pass and PlayStation Now and stuff like that, or Games with Gold, and more games like Uncharted Lost Legacy and Spider-Man Miles Morales, where you get like little chunks of games. The stories will be told not episodically, but kind of multiple titles that are like 40 quid a pop, but only 20 hours long.
No, I think that's the way it's going to start going.
Mixer was in that trailer.
It was in that trailer, and this is recent footage. This is from from Xbox's own YouTube page.
Plan that.
They clearly didn't. Throw a bit of Mixer in there, why not? It's evil boys. But I think this is where Game Pass might shine.
Yeah.
Especially because everyone's like, oh, Game Pass, you know, it's an Xbox thing. Why would we bother? But you know, paying what? If you're on PC, it's like a $5 a month, or if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you get both from annual life for like £11 a month, or you can buy it quarterly or yearly. When you got a subscription like that, and your Xbox Studio games are going to be on there day one, including your subscription, I'll be surprised if not everyone jumps on that. I know some people are a bit shy now, but that if this price hike does go up, like the suggestions are saying, like 60 something quid, maybe 70 for games like NBA 2K21 and all that, it's like, why wouldn't I do this? Save yourself a hell of a lot of money in the long run. But
I almost feel like backtracking on what we said on the last podcast. By the way, guys, check out the last podcast. And like maybe if games are going to be that expensive, and to be fair, like there's a thing where games haven't really increased in price. They don't increase with inflation, but the devs, it costs them more to make, but they don't charge us more. And I get the people like, well, you know, the games, blah blah blah, but it's still a business at the end of the day. So I kind of retracted. Maybe the way forward is to kind of do, like, if these AAA might become Lost Legacy and Spider-Man Miles Morales, so maybe like I don't know. I'm on the fence because I appreciate that these. I have family that's in the game development industry, so I appreciate that these people can't work for free, and they do a lot of crunch, and they do a lot of horrible hours and horrible work conditions because they want to keep the cost of the game down, to take it out on the staff. So we all campaign for them to get paid properly. And then we go, wait, you're increasing the price of games. So like, game development isn't cheap.
No, and this is the thing when you're comparing next gen. There's a whole lot more power. The more game devs are getting the freedom to do what they want, it's gonna cost more. Like we saw, Last of Us 1 was completely linear. I know still people saying, oh, but that's on PS4. Last of Us 2's on PS4. I can guarantee that was not built on PS4. It was brought back. I can guarantee that when the PS5 hits, that is going to come out, and you're going to get you're going to get the better version, and you can tell that. I'm not going. I refuse to touch that game at the moment because I'm just on the fence about it. But you can see with the whole open world way they've done it. You can check out Nando's review what it looks like. It looks nice, but you can tell that's the freedom that devs are getting each time, and that's why it's going to cost more. You know, more texture packs, more open world gameplay, little side quests, makes the whole game longer. It's going to cost more at the end of the day. I'd think it'll be at the point of, hopefully it goes back to the point of, do you remember when a full game was set like 8 hours long? And people we deserved it to be longer.
People don't realize that. Yeah, people don't realize that. We kept on demanding for longer and longer games. So we attached the length of a game to its value, which is ridiculous because there are games out there that are absolutely you need to attach like the value, like how much enjoyment you got out of it. And I think it's kind of a naive thing because we did it when we were younger and we were like uni, college, high school. And now that you're an adult, like a lot of like the majority of gamers now are like millennials. You know, there's Gen Z, but the millennials. So they're hitting 30. They're just past 30. Don't got time to play a 300-hour game. It's why I still haven't finished The Witcher 3. It's because it's like, where do I find the time? I have a life, even with like things like COVID and allowing you to work from home. There's reasons why people are actually getting through their backlog. Like it's a meme. Backlogs are a meme.
Yeah,
because of that. Like, this many games I bought a new game. Why? Well, so.
No, I agree.
High quality, shorter games maybe is the way forward. 35, 40 pound.
Yeah.
Give me Miles Morales. I've 180'd on it. Give me Miles Morales for 40 quid.
No, that's fine.
Long. Nice,
and this is where games, again, go back to Game Pass, or in a Blind Forest, or in a Will of the Wisps, little, smaller studio games will have the right amount of size, but it's nice, fun, and impactful. That's what we want in this generation. Yes, myself, I know, I'm waiting for Cyberpunk. That game's going to be Game of the Year. It's going to be way too long than I think that I'm hoping it to be. But it's going to be, that's what I get when you play an RPG. If you play an RPG games, they're going to be ridiculously long. But
that's the other thing, right? We can't bully devs.
No.
When they're like, we have to push this game back. We have to push this game back.
No.
And they've already had to remove wall running from Cyberpunk because they're like, we can't.
This is it. Yeah.
We can't do it. Like, we can't release this game by November and include wall running. It's not going to happen.
No. And I'll go.
Sad.
Yeah. It really is. I'll get back into that because obviously we'll be a little bit further in the segment.
Yep. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Don't be stupid. It's fine, man.
I have to apologise. I'm Canadian.
Of course.
Sorry.
But yeah,
sorry.
Going forward, this is the new games on Game Pass coming out this month. We have Soul Calibur 6, Crosscode, Fallout 76.
We're giving that a go, though, right?
I guess so. Just because you want to play it, I think we can. And Out of the Park Baseball 21 on the PC. So, you know, this is the thing is, this is again Game Pass. I wouldn't touch a lot of these games if I was going to buy it full price, but it's on Game Pass. I will happily go and play Assault Calibur again and see how it's evolved. Crosscode looks relatively okay. I might give it a quick go. I'm a sucker for sports games, so I probably will play Out of the Park. And Fallout 76, I will give a go just for.
But you get to give it a go. That's the point. We're just discussing the cost of games and game development. On the flip side, maybe so we'll either have AAA games which are like Miles Morales, small self-contained stories that aren't very long, or they'll be full price to buy on disc if you want to do it, or you pay that subscription.
Yeah,
because that subscription funds it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Subscription, you get Game Pass. Like you could say, like, this month isn't great. Yeah, but there's still 150 games. They're absolutely brilliant. I bet you haven't even scratched the surface.
No, I agree.
Like all the Yakuzas, all the Final Fantasies.
And
do you know what I mean?
This is the thing I have to really stress, because there's a lot of people out there saying PS5 is the best thing. And just to put this out on there, just so you guys have a massive awareness, Xbox Game Pass games, you see it. You got loads of different games on there. It doesn't matter which Xbox you buy it on. You're going to play all of it on each platform. If you have just a day one Xbox One, you can play these games on there. You can't do that with a PS5, as far as I'm aware. You know, if you said, oh, here's Soul Calibur 6 on the PS4, can I play it on PS5? No. Can I play Fast? No. What about Ghost of Tsushima? Depends on the dev, maybe.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
And this is the thing what was frustrating me a bit, especially with this whole next gen, is there's not enough information. Like, we know with Xbox games, there's cross-platforms, so we don't have to worry about it. But on Sony's side, you've got games coming out very soon. Like, next week, you've got F1 2020. Has Codemasters said that that's going to be put onto PS5? No, they haven't. So, if that's not backwards compatible, you're going to buy it on the PS4 and stick to a PS4 because you won't be able to play it on a PS5. And that's the big thing that they need to start getting out now. I know big companies on Square Enix, they've said, you know, Marvel Avengers will be on PS5 with a free upgrade. Same with Cyberpunk. I think the more people need to get that out now before people make that decision, because this is about the time. I know pre-orders are not out yet, and I'm rushing the gun. I'd rather know what I'm doing early so I can get everything ready rather than go, I'll wait until it gets announced and then I'll buy it for the sake of it. It don't matter me. So it's a bit.
I think a big issue is one company is drip feeding us.
Yeah.
And that's the one everyone cares about, right? So it's drip feeding us, and nobody. And then the other company that's giving us all the information, all this great value for money, though, unfortunately, nobody cares because they don't have system selling games. Their business model is more like consumer friendly, and I'll fight anyone on that.
I agree.
But I do see the point of like, okay, so I've bought an Xbox Series X. I've come over from PlayStation. What do you have really to like sell me on this other than third parties I could have played on my PlayStation?
I agree.
That's where I hold my hands up and I go, you're absolutely right. There's only so many times you can tell somebody, Game Pass, go try out all the games you missed last year on Game Pass. And they'll go, okay, but I'm now, like, fear of missing out is a strong thing. Like, okay, but I'm sat here. Ghost of Tsushima just came out. I can't play it now because you converted me to Xbox. And what does Xbox have to replace that? And you're like, nothing. But you get 150 games a month. Like,
and that's
but I want to play something like Ghost of I want to play a high-quality first-party exclusive. And then you go,
Yeah, and this is where I'm hoping Microsoft actually back me up here. This is where they go, here's all these devs that we've now acquired. Let's see what the hell they're doing with them. I'm hoping they go, sorry, it won't be this year, but next year's the year of the devs for all, the whole Microsoft Studios, all first-party games. That's where I hope they start swinging in. And this is the thing, it literally feels like deja vu. When the PS2 and original Xbox were out, PS3 and that hit, like, what have you got? Well, we got Halo 3, we got Gears of War, and they start hitting these big titles, and it's happening again. Sony is starting to fall asleep. You can see the PS4 it's not consumer friendly whatsoever, whereas the Game Pass and everything on Xbox is. And I think it's going to start turning tables if Microsoft hit big first party games in this month. I don't see why people won't convert back to an Xbox personally. You know, you play
bring something like Scalebound back though. To be honest, Nate.
Scalebound. If I'm honest, Scalebound.
Something new, something fresh, but something exciting. I knew so many people that were like, Scalebound might convert me to an Xbox. It's
I
DMC
agree.
with dragons, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, you can't.
And then it was like, we cancelled it. Why? We don't want to say.
Yeah, I'm hoping that.
Really disappointed.
Yeah, like I'm a big fan of the new IP, so I'm hoping that will start coming forward and bringing some more love to Xbox. You know, at the end of the day, I'm quite unbiased. I own every console that you can think of. So if you're going, you're an Xbox fanboy, no, I own everything. I just like to show my viewers and the community what's
such an
what's
Xbox
best.
fanboy. I'm such an Xbox fanboy. Look at my LE Collector's Edition. Look at my God of War Collector's Edition. Look at my Nintendo Collector's Edition. Horizon Zero Dawn. No Man's Sky Limited Edition.
Look at that. Yeah, see? So this is the thing. So we're not fanboys. We just like to show what's best for your money.
See, I think when you're on both sides, though, when you have both, you have a right to criticize. Like, I'm not saying like Sony only owners or Microsoft only owners don't have a right to criticize the things they see that are bad about the other company, but like you can start to nitpick and you can start to really analyze the two.
Yep.
Because like a lot of people, if you only have one, then you're just going off of what you read or hear. But like there's things like Sony consoles sound like the jet engines, Xbox consoles, their controllers tend, these rubber grips issue. There's all sorts of things you can nitpick.
No, I know, and this is the thing.
Grab one.
It's the thing. One of our streaming friends, Terra Skulls, he was pro Sony for a very long time. He then got a gaming PC. He actually then bought an Xbox, and then said to us, "I see what you mean."
Yeah. The ecosystem's nicer, I think.
Exactly.
On Xbox.
Like this is it. He's like, the ecosystem. I was like, "Oh, what's the first game you bought?" He's like, "I haven't. I've been playing Game Pass."
Yeah.
You couldn't do that on a PlayStation.
No. Yeah. Literally. What have you bought? Nothing. I haven't needed to buy a single game.
No, and I can guarantee he hasn't done it. And that's not just his Xbox. I bet that's on PC as well. So he's switching between two. So it's just the better thing. But I do hope they give it more of a chance this year. Personally,
not to call out anybody listening to your podcast or watching this on YouTube or even in the Twitch chat now, but one thing I brought up on Twitter that I thought was funny is when I do get like, the only thing that really bugs me about Sony fanboys is like, I'm all for them saying they have the superior games because it's true. Like I just named like half of them through my collector's edition. It's when you go, oh right, okay, like, oh, I love Sony exclusives. They're the better exclusives, and I go, oh, I also have a PlayStation, despite your presumptions about me. One of my favorite games is Horizon. What's yours? I've not played it. What about God of War? Oh, I've not played that either. Okay, Spider-Man? No, I've not played that. So what have you played? Oh, well, I played NAC when I got my PlayStation, and then I play FIFA and COD.
There we go. Like, and that is it.
How are you benefiting? Yeah, but I could play it. Yeah, you could, but you haven't. So,
Yeah, and this is the thing this is before what I said in the last conference in the podcast. We asked Sony fans, what are we missing? Because we thought we were missing something, and the only response we got is, it's just better. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's Sony. That's not what I'm asking.
Like you said, a lot of people are being let down. So we've had that conversation, and then Days Gone was mediocre.
Yep.
Last of Us 2 is the most divisive game I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like people, this is what I warned. This is what I think we said this. You touched on this. I touched this on the last podcast. Is like, they're not infallible. They're just human beings, so they can make mistakes. Just because they did good once doesn't mean they're going to constantly knock it out of the park.
No.
And vice versa. Just because Microsoft messed up doesn't mean they're not going to learn from their mistake and go.
And this is it.
We need to fix this.
And this is what, like, I can do it myself. I can myself. I laughed at Microsoft when the whole Xbox One thing came out. They said, "Oh, here's this," and we're making transitions. Everything they said in that conference for the Xbox One, everyone laughed at, is what we got right now. And we all love it. They said, "Oh, what if you had a console that, you can download games on, play it with friends? Oh, what if you had a catalog series where you play your games in a subscription base?" Everyone laughed. Now we're looking at Game Pass, the best thing they've ever made.
Yeah.
And now they're like, what else? Where's your big exclusives? Where it's acquired all these developers. And I hope they start shushing the people down. I really do. But going from there, let's go into some of the new releases coming out, or announcements, should we say? So we got Crash 4. Crash 4 got announced. There was a bit of controversy of this at the start because there was rumors of microtransactions, and it was like, wow, this is the controversy. So there's things going around that this game, Crash Bandicoot, a single player game, because it's got Activision involved, is going to have microtransactions, and everyone kicked off. And then the devs came back and go, we don't know where you got this news from, but there's 100% no microtransactions in this game.
Oh, so really?
They said it on Twitter yesterday or the day before, but they came out and said it, and I was like, I'm happy they've actually came out and said.
I remember this actually. So what it is so people like jump the gun a lot of the time. We know this on the internet, especially like Like I could post an image and you know, I mean, people will run with it the wrong way. It's the same way like they take Twitch clips out of context with somebody saying something, right? Like I could say is like, oh, you know, me and Nate never say, oh, Sony fanboys are idiots, and then somebody could just clip me going, only Sony. So what happened here, I believe, is is a pre-order bonus, extra costumes, right? And I think people ran with it that must mean there is cosmetic microtransactions in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is something like that. It's always something little. Are you excited for Crash 4?
No.
No.
No. Sorry. I'm really not.
And this is the thing, is everyone's like, oh, Crash this. It's going to be amazing. We don't need a new Crash. You know, a lot of us grew up with Crash, a lot of us grew up with Spyro and Jak and Daxter and all these amazing platformers. But when you're re-releasing the trilogy for Crash, that should have been it. They shouldn't have went and gone, here's a brand new game. Should have let it die and give us a new IP, personally. That's my opinion. It is what it is. I'm not a fan of this video because it's got a lot of stop-start and like storytelling stuff. It's not the video buffering, it literally is the video stopping and starting.
IGN?
Yeah, it's IGN, yeah. You can see the arrows going across. So yeah, this is Crash. I'm not excited for it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at that point of get the nostalgia glasses off and give me something new. Sorry.
Take them all.
Going on from that.
Sorry, yeah, this had a really lackluster kind of like.
Yeah.
So guys, we got Crash. Anyone excited for it? No, not really.
No.
Like, it's cool. I might get it. Like,
yeah, this is it. And this is it. So I just don't think it's worth the time. You know, if someone says, oh, Crash is coming out to Game Pass, I probably will play it at some point in my backlog. But if you're saying, pay for this game full RRP, no, I'm good. I'd rather just buy your trilogy remake for 20 quid on Amazon and just play that instead, because I'm going to get the exact same game, just maybe with different layouts.
It doesn't seem to be like Jak and Daxter where it's like a reimagining or
no.
It's just like, yeah, remember 90s platforming? Yeah. Do you want to do that again?
No.
The thing is, nostalgia sells. It's not even Naughty Dog doing it though. It's whatever company remastered the old ones, right?
Yeah, it's all that jazz. But it is what it is. Going on from there, EA had the EA Play event. Guys, do you want my review? Don't watch it, it's terrible. There's two things.
Skip to one bit.
Yeah.
Two things,
so there's two things that, in my opinion, that was shown was decent news. This is one of them. Star Wars Squadrons.
Yes, that looks so good.
At first, I was a bit like, I don't see the point because you got Battlefront 2. It's just going to be the galaxy mode from that when you're flying around and doing that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And it looked it until they said there's a campaign. And this is where there might be a bit of controversies, but you have to complete the campaign to get to the multiplayer. And what's the multiplayer? It's cross-platform. The thing every company should be doing now. Cross-platform between all the platforms, and you get to play a story. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Fantastic. All these cool stuff. There it goes. It's got everything you can ask for in a Star Wars game, but it's not the typical Star Wars of she's a Jedi. No, you're a pilot. So I'm very happy with how it's going to turn out. I'm buying it day one, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
There's a lot of nuance.
It looks beautiful, and the best thing is I'm going to buy this on my Xbox. I'm going to buy a Series X day one, and guess what, guys? This is going to be backwards compatible.
I thought it was forward compatible. Is it not smart delivery as well?
I don't know. That's the one bit of knowledge I didn't touch up on. I just went off the fact of if it's not going to be forward compatible, it's going to be backwards compatible. So it makes in one way or another, I'm going to be able to play it on my Xbox Series X, no matter what. Other news from EA's Play event was Apex Legends in December's getting full cross-platform capabilities as well. If you like your BRs and you want to play with your friends on Xbox, PS4, PC and Nintendo Switch, you can play Apex with your friends. So
why not?
You know, it's not for me, but I know there's fans out there who've been wanting it and they've got it. It's about time. And if you want to know the other big thing from EA, Play, Skate 4. Yes, it won't be coming until 2025 probably because we already know what it's going to be like. But at least they've confirmed it. They said it's coming. I can wait for that game because I've got Cyberpunk. I've got other big things coming to try and get me in. But it's about time. I've been asking for it for a while. And funnily enough, the minute they started saying, here's Skater XL on console, and EA swing back and go, here's Skate 4.
Yeah. It just feels like a reaction, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence. It's definitely a reaction. When you've got a world where you're like, here's Tony Hawk's Remastered, here's Skater XL. What can top it? Well, everyone knows that Skate can, but will it come? Well, yeah, it is. So it's about time they started hitting that off. And I can't ask much more. I think the big question is, Nando, is if you have to pick a side, what are you going to play on Squadron? You going to play the light or the dark?
I'm going to have to play the light. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not very good at being the bad guys. Even though I do like the TIE fighters. I just I don't know. I can't. It's an X-wing in the post Imperial area between the New Republic era between the OG trilogy and the sequel trilogy. It's got to be done. I gotta just things like you can decrease your power on one side and increase your shields and stuff like that, and it's not just like shooty bang mode. There seems to be a lot going on.
Yeah, I can guarantee when I play online, I want to play over the X-wing. I do. Story-wise, I'm going to go with the Sith side. I don't usually, but I'm going to this time because I've got a feeling there's something there, and I want to see what's going on. We had the reason I'm not going to lie is because we've had stuff like Rogue One. We've had that one standard amazing film which shows you, the Republic, the X-wings, and all that jazz, but nothing on the Imperial side. So I'm going to go with that and hopefully find a hidden gem.
Closest we got was the campaign for Battlefront 2, but then you quickly swap sides. Spoilers. Exactly. Not that anyone really played that campaign. It was really good, which was a shame, but there's so much controversy with Battlefront 2.
Unfortunately, you can't recall spoilers when the game's been out for so long. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, played it, it's your own fault. Sorry for that, guys, but I'm not wrong. Yeah. That's like saying, "Oh, how did the Harry Potter movies end? Oh, by the way, this happened. Why are you telling me? Well, you should have seen it by now. It's been out for 10 years. Come on." So yeah, that was the amazing Star Wars Squadron, which I'm really looking forward to. What was next? Then we had the Nintendo event. So, we say Nintendo event.
One of their nice.
It was
directs.
It was Pokemon Presents.
Yeah.
And we're going for a quick snippet, but the first thing they announced was this game called Pokemon Unite. They're showing coming together. They're showing the raid from the new Pokemon Sword and Shield. And now they're like, what can we do to bring the gamers back together even more? Let's make a MOBA.
Yeah. What have we not done? We've got a card game. We've got an RPG. We've got like a tactical RPG. We've got there's that one on was it the Advance where you played as like a samurai that used Pokemon.
Yeah,
we've got it all. What else can we do? We've got a maid cafe. There's so much Pokemon in our lives now, different genres. Like, I was shocked it wasn't a battle royale, that it was a MOBA.
I thought it was at first.
Which would actually be kind of cool, but
it would be
as long as you couldn't duplicate Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's more than enough.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, first of all, when I first saw it, I was like, "What's the point? I'm not wanting this at all." Now I've actually looked at it a bit more. Looking at it, you can play with people on the mobile phones and stuff as well. So it's going to have some form of cross-platform capabilities. I'm actually on the fence. I'm going to give this a really good go. Maybe because it's Pokemon. It's free. It's Pokemon. It's got an evolution system, as you just saw. What's the worst that can happen? You can have fun for a bit and then go, it's not there yet, and leave it at that. Or you can really enjoy it and go, wow, this is my next.
Of course, it's the next League of Legends. Yeah, it's possible. It's Pokemon, most popular game series in the world. This is the thing.
I hope it. I don't see it happening, but I hope it does. I hope it kicks off. I really do. You know, I remember when, you got Magic the Gathering, all these other TCGs. Obviously, Pokemon's been out for ages, and it still is one of the best card games in my opinion. I think it is. You can all fight me on that any day. In a world where, what do you see the most cards shown on Instagram, Twitter, and all that? It's Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
It's all of it. I was on Instagram on an account with. I don't follow anyone on one of my accounts, so I wanted to see what would show up if I just threw in TCG, the hashtag TCG. First 25 photos I saw were all Pokemon cards. Every single one. So I'm like, it's proven. And again...
It's full esports as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Esports level,
yeah, you got the whole online part as well. And this is the thing. If it kicks off and it plays well, everyone's going to follow it. Obviously, yes, you got the pros who like to stay on League of Legends or Dota and all this. I don't care.
It's for babies.
Exactly. Yeah. But there will be then people who... ignore that bit and go, I'll play this. Oh, this is really fun. Let's get my friends involved. Should we play competitively? Yeah, why not? I hope it does kick off. I really do. And then after, you had Pokemon Unite, everyone's a bit on the fence. And they said, what can we do to bring some of the nostalgia back for people? What do they do? The one thing I've been asking for such a long time.
Did I miss this?
I hope not. They dropped.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. So I remember texting you, Nando, being on Discord and that, being so excited. They dropped Pokemon Snap on the Switch. They haven't said when. I don't care when. You can say it in a decade's time. I'll still be fucking waiting, because you got that point of, oh, why are you waiting so long for Pokemon Snap? You're talking to someone who waited so long for Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Final Fantasy 7 remake. I can wait a hell of a lot longer to play Pokemon Snap, and it looks fantastic. People are like, oh, the Switch it doesn't have enough capabilities to do stuff. This is the Switch. You can't deny that doesn't look beautiful.
It looks really good. Like, I think it's gonna be like Pokemon Snap was one of those games for me personally where I kind of played and then kind of went like, okay. But I know there's it's a game to what, like, it'll be a massive category on Twitch, because there are people that still watch the old school Pokemon Snap. Because there's loads of little like hidden things, like throw the apple at the right time, or you do this, you do that, and like it's like, you need to take, like, how come my score's so low? Like, did you summon the Dragonite? Like, what? Yeah, if you can like fire an apple up in the sky and it hits this cloud and bounces off a rock and into a volcano, Dragonite will come out and looking mad at you. You're like, it's the same.
It's the same thing I remember with the whole Gyarados. And I was like, oh, why was the score so low? I was like, well, did you do this to get the Gyarados to come out? No, it's just Magikarp. Give me the pads.
Knock Magikarp, don't you? And it gets mad and
yeah, exactly that. Like, because it's like they jump in the air with Splash. Funny enough, if you hit them and when they drop down, you get the flashing light and bam, Gyarados comes out. And I remember showing my mate for the first time on the N64, guys. I said, pass me the pad. He passed it over. I was like, here you go, and just left him. That's the spirit you want from a Pokemon game. You want someone that's going to amaze you and find little things that no one knows until your friend goes, try this, and then bam, childhood comes back again. Which
and now you have the added thing about not just nostalgia, but online, like we said, like with Twitch and everything. So now it's not just like you have to be there with your mate. Now you be there
with the community.
With your community, exactly.
Yeah,
having a great time.
And this is it. This is the one thing that no matter what you talk about, if you mention Pokemon, it's going to have a big following. And it doesn't matter which game you either. It could be old. You got Twitch plays, people playing Pokemon Red, just spamming up, down in the chat. They love that. And that's what you want. Imagine that, a streamer plays Pokemon Snap, thousands of people jump in, and they all get that same effect in one go. It's the best thing you can ask for, in my opinion. And then going from, Pokemon Snap, that nice, amazing news that a load of people may or may not want, but I loved it. You got the bigger stuff. You got the game of the year, in my opinion. You got Cyberpunk with the Night City Wire.
You're not going to talk about the Maid Cafe game for Pokemon?
Okay. Sorry. Hold up, guys. Hey, guys, there's a game. It's on Nintendo Switch and PC. It's called Pokemon Cafe. It's a puzzle-esque Pokemon game. It's a little cutesy game that you may or may not like. Check it out. Anyway.
And the teeth brushing game. It's Pokemon Smile. I told you Pokemon's doing everything.
I didn't even know about that one, but there you go. Pokemon Smile as well there. Capture
Pokemon by brushing your teeth.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're still waiting on sleep. I'll leave you at that. Pokemon Sleep is coming, guys. Play Pokemon in your sleep. Anyways. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077. The Night City Wire. This game looks beautiful. Everything they've said about it looks great. Obviously, I have some of the trailer playing for a little bit while we're playing through this, but what everyone said we wanted more gameplay, want to see more stuff. They've shown. I think they've shown you. Personally, I think they're showing you too much. They've been too kind of going, here's all this stuff to look forward to. Now I want it so bad. If they said they did it again, I don't think I can wait any longer. This game looks fantastic. And like you said earlier, they said about the wall running thing, they've had to take it out. Fine. If they want to take out a mechanic that makes the game less clunky and it's easier to refine, be my guest. Yeah.
I'll kind of miss it because of the kind of play style I probably would have gone for if I could wall run. But I appreciate that this is going to be an amazing epic game anyway.
Yeah.
Probably still get to play like a sneaky cyborg ninja anyway.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I know you will. I know. And this is the thing is, everyone's like, "Oh, I've taken wall run out. That changed my playstyle," like you just said. They haven't said if they put anything in replacement or did something differently. Maybe you can do something differently where you can get away around it a different way instead of running over a wall and jumping a fence or something. I don't know, but I think at the end of the day, we're gonna have that game that everyone's gonna play a different playstyle. You're gonna be sneaky. I'm probably gonna be like the marching band to start off with, and we all get that. We all get the enjoyment at the end of the day. Like I remember when this first got announced, I was gonna play it in September, day one. I was gonna play a load of it, and I was gonna do a whole new playthrough on the upgrade for the Series X. Now we're getting November 19th at the moment, and I personally think it's gonna come out day one with a next gen console.
I'm kind of feeling that. Like, it's weird how they chose November 9th. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Aren't the new consoles supposed to come out like October, November?
And this is it.
Should I be devastated because unless there's no way they're releasing re-releasing the collector's edition on next gen.
No.
I know I get the free upgrade, but still, it's just a bit like, if so, it's 2021 for the free upgrade.
Well, yeah, this is it for the proper free upgrade. It's 2021, yeah. Which is a bit of a personally, I know a lot of people are disappointed, but in my eyes, the game's gonna look pretty anyway, and I can guarantee that's when a DLC will release. Witcher, they had their DLCs. They had what, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
I can guarantee they go, oh, here's the Series X upgrade that makes it look even better, and here's a DLC to throw in. Cool, great. That'll swing you straight back into the game. I can't ask for much more, to be honest. And CD Projekt Red are fantastic at doing stuff like this. They won't release something for no reason, so I'm sure they'll have their way.
They touched a bit more on. So there's a bit. I don't know how much you want to go into this. You get it on PC and you get the best version. It depends on how good your PC is, to be honest. And how well, I know it'll be optimized well because it's CD Projekt Red, but at the same time, I feel like this is gonna. Do you
remember when we grew up as talk show our age now? Remember when we grew up and the benchmark was, can it run Crysis 1?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the new Crysis benchmark.
Yeah. Can you run Cyberpunk?
Yeah. Yeah, but how well?
Not even
Yeah,
high.
yeah,
Recommended. Not even low, just recommended.
Yeah.
Oh, if it can run Cyberpunk, recommended. That's a PC.
Yeah, exactly.
I was almost worried that it might be delayed on PC because they kept on delaying it on console. Well,
yeah,
delaying it in general. I was kind of like,
yeah.
Is this because like they just gone like this is too much, it's too ambitious kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I don't know. Stop me if you don't want me to talk about this. What? So there's a bit of controversy that came about Cyberpunk. So basically, they had their original controversy where I'm assuming that PR guy is fired. But once again, it was. I'm pretty sure it was during Pride Month the first time around, and they've done it again. Yeah. Where they were like, "Well, what genders can you be?" And somebody went like, "You be an Apache helicopter," which is a common kind of insult towards trans people, saying like, making fun of them, like, "Oh, is there any gender you don't want? Like, do you want to be a muskrat? Do you want to be a banana?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that whole thing. Yeah.
So now apparently, and this just seems like really weird game design, and I kind of agree with him on this one. Like, I don't understand the logic, but your voice locks in your gender and pronouns. So they made all this effort where you could have like male genitalia but female body. You could have like male hairstyles, female hairstyles. You could look like a butch woman, like a really muscular, like Abby from The Last of Us. You could look like a massive, like CrossFit woman. Or you could look like a really androgynous man, or whatever. You could be whatever and whoever you wanted. But then the second you choose your voice, it will lock in your gender and pronouns, which is apparently. But I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna go through all that effort, just make it where like there's another screen that just says, "Please select."
Yeah.
Pronouns. Like, how would you like to be referred to? And I know there's a big thing nowadays about they them instead of like gender neutral. But like if you already have the voiceovers where you can't do that, put a little screen that apologizes but goes, "Here you go, like select he or she." Like, what do you want? What do you want V to be he or she referred to?
Yeah.
It just seems like a weird oversight. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the whole like male female like it was before, like choose your gender, and then they went right, okay, but we'll make it you could be anything and everything. It's like surely it's easier to just have what voiceover track you want because it's not your player, it's the other players referring to you. I don't know. Weird kind of like. Yeah,
it's a whole controversy. I'm sure there'd be something on it at some point. I'm
sure they'll fix it like instantaneously.
Yeah. It's CD Projekt Red. If they find out someone's not happy, they make someone happy. It's always the way it works. But going forward, obviously they've shown this whole new mechanic called Brain Dance. They say it in trailer, and I agree. This looks fantastic, but the best thing about this isn't even the mechanic of seeing what's happening in different views of the area you're looking at. Like, it's showing this trailer that this is going on, and someone's in a different corner talking about it in about now. Guy gets shot in the back of the head, and obviously that lets you analyze everything within this building. But the way it does show you as well is the whole lore of just the world building. Like, it says, you got all this happening there, but before this scene happens, I'm pretty sure it shows you go to the shop people at the checkout desk, and they're talking about completely different of like, oh, this is happening in other house. It shows you that whole world building of how much effort they've put into it. And if that's one way to get someone dragged into an environment, I don't know what it is, but it looks fantastic.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm just throwing it out there. Batman Arkham Knight did this first. Or Batman Arkham City did it first.
No, I agree.
Basically Detective Vision. Take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, Batman like, they made it out like it was like something they invented. I'm kind of like, pretty sure I did that as Batman. I had to find out where Deadshot.
I guess it's a more in depth, isn't it? Like,
of course. Like, it's like next gen version of that.
Exactly.
But, like, it didn't. Sorry to see. I love you guys at CD Projekt Red, but that somebody was playing Batman Arkham Knight, got that idea, and then kind of like, what? Yeah, I've invented this new.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's probably done in Arkham Knight first. I agree, but If it's something that works really well and you expand on it to that detail, I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like
they've clearly done a lot of work on it, and I think it's going to be a perfect world building experience, in my opinion.
Devs borrow from each other all the time. I mean, Assassin's Creed is basically the groundworks for Arkham Knight, and then Arkham Knight, Spider-Man, etc., etc. That's how I was not saying they stole it. Just saying like they were like, oh, look at this, and like you say, they expanded it where like instead of just looking at the crime scene, look at every little thing inside the shop and stuff like that.
No, I agree.
The timeline.
No, it's great. And that's the thing CD Projekt does, doesn't it? They find something they like and expand on it in something that no one even thinks of, and that's what they've done here. Moving from there, we got the final big thing that happened since, the last week and a half that we did this last podcast. We had Marvel Avengers, the War Table.
Strangely, the one I'm more excited for. I don't know why.
This is the thing. When I first saw this game, I was not interested. I don't think the announcement and everything they showed before this was very helpful towards it. I thought the games looked a bit meh. Didn't look great whatsoever. And then the War Table came. They shown the whole story of who's going to be based around, what's going to happen, and then they started saying, oh, by the way, you got the single player campaign, and then you got the multiplayer campaign with the different scenarios and all that. You play as Thor, Hulk, Iron Man. And they also confirmed at the end of it that there's going to be a post-game DLC.
Yep. New scenarios, new War Table stuff. I think a big problem was Black Widow actually looking like Lord Farquaad. Not Lord Farquaad. Yeah, there was Lord Farquaad or Prince Charming from Shrek was a big issue. They fixed that by the looks of it. People were concerned that the multiplayer was just going to be tacked on. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's very much made from the get-go. It's a hero looter, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, I guess,
You get like Borderlands, you'll go out, you'll complete a mission with your friends in the open world or one of the scenarios, like you say, the multiplayer campaign. You team up and you'll get gear and stuff. It just looks phenomenal. I was always a true believer, a little Stanley reference for you there, but I don't know. I think people judged it on its graphics too early.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I was like, I'm not touching this, but now
you're like, hey, Nando. So when we're playing, can I be Hulk?
But this is it. Like, I was like, who's buying this game? Oh, me. I am. What console? I was even willing to boot up my PS4 to play this game with people, even if it sounds like a jet engine. But I was willing to. I'm going to buy it on my Xbox because it's my Xbox, and I get to play with Nando. But
yay!
But that's the extent I was going to play with friends. I was actually going to buy a console I don't like in this generation.
This war thing also alleviated another thing where people are like, "Oh, the combat's going to be like X, 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 Y, very like basic," and then they showed like combos and different pathways you could like upgrade your character. They're like, oh, look, Thor, you can like focus on lightning, you can focus on weather control, you can focus on melee combat, range combat. You have like different supers
and this is the beauty of it. Like, everyone's going to be playing every character differently because there's so many different builds. Like, so like I can guarantee it's going to be like, oh, here's Thor. What can you use him as? Close combat? I don't know. I might want to fly around a bit. Someone's going to have a different playstyle for each character, and I'm glad they've got that flexibility of it. And I know you've already said this already, Nando, but this is what Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 should have been.
Yes, it should have been. This is like, I feel like this is going to be an underrated game that a lot of people, like a lot of content creators and influencers, are going to have to boost up, just because it's the internet, and if you have that on stigma, once you have that initial stigma, people don't go, when people make up their mind about something, unfortunately they don't tend to go back and like look and see if it's been fixed. Like I have, like, obviously, like you've already mentioned, I have my own YouTube channel and I do my breakdowns and stuff, and people have asked me, they're like, oh, does that still look good? Because my friend told me like when it first came out it looked crap. And I'm like, dude, it looks so much better now. And they're like, really? I've not heard anything. And I think that's a major issue and a major problem. People just kind of like go off the initial announcement.
Yeah, and that's it, done. In terms of story, after they released the villain, which I think is perfect for this. Yeah, I think it's perfect for this this type of game, in my opinion. You know, there's people like, oh, they could have done someone else, they could have done this. I'd rather someone they've never done before.
Yeah.
And actually makes sense. Actually does. Not instead of, what if, you know, Thanos came back and we just make him super strong to bring bigger, more heroes involved. No, I don't want another controversy of the whole Avengers film again. How about you give me a new villain and it actually makes sense? Great.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It makes sense for a lot of things. Like the mobs make sense, like because they're the super adaptoids. So like you saw there in the trailer, he's capturing Inhumans, and then he's using the Inhumans to create the powers for the androids, kind of like the really good X-Men Days of Future Past. You remember the Sentinels that could adapt? It seems like we're getting that kind of enemy. It makes them up, because the problem with superhero games is, even Spider-Man was slightly guilty of this, but at least it fixed it later on, is you get to a point where you're like, I'm freaking Spider-Man, I can lift up a fire truck. Why are these generic mob, like Spider-Man has these powers and abilities where you can dodge bullet, like Thor, for instance, is a perfect example. You can bulletproof, lift up a building. What kind of enemy can I have where it's going to be like, well, I can play as Iron Man and it's still going to be a challenge for, and it's going to make sense in the story. So I think, like you say, it's a very good villain to have.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, right, okay, I've copied this person's powers with my super, and you're not just like, oh, that's cheap. You're like, no, that's in the lore.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's
not random street thug.
Yeah.
That's beating up Thor, and you're like, how is this even happening?
Yeah, exactly. At least
it's impossible.
And this is the thing I'm hoping they're going to get a bit brave with. Is like you said, you had like the X-Men-esque vibes and all that going forward, and I'm hoping they start bringing some ambitious crossovers into it.
Yeah, they own X-Men now, so they could.
This is it. So I'm hoping, you know, they said post-game. I'm pretty sure that post-game character is going to be Black Panther or something.
I reckon it's Captain Marvel and Ant-Man, because they're already in the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In one of the original trailers, there was a bit showing Hank Pym, and he makes some... And they showed off Pym tech as well, like Tony can get his repulsors modified with Pym tech. So like when you shoot your repulsors, you'll not only damage them, you'll shrink them, and then they'll take more damage, obviously, because they weigh less, they're smaller. Same as there's Gamma Tech from Banner. So they're really including the lore in quite cool ways with the upgrades as well. But anyway, so Hank Pym's in it. So you already have Ant-Man. And the fact that Miss Marvel exists, they've already shown that she has a poster of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, so, that's true, yeah.
I reckon she's in there. Of course, Black Panther. Because he's a martial artist. Iron Fist I'd love to see, but I don't know if we'd get him.
No, I don't.
Hawkeye's a given, I think, as well.
All these big names, I think, are given they're going to come. You know, it's not saying I'm not welcoming them. I'd rather hope they take the risk and do something different like they have with this game.
Yeah, I think War Machine's another one. It's just Iron Man. More range Iron Man, if you will.
And this is one thing, reason I say I wish Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was like this. Like you saw in the trailers then, the whole cooperative combos.
Yes, that was awesome.
It looks fantastic. Every character's got some form of combo. It's like, well, great. What more? In this trailer, like you sit here, you got Thor and Iron Man flying through the air, hurling down abilities at enemies. Great, I can't wait. But with
it'll be that cool thing where, like, if you're playing Iron Man or Thor and we're getting peppered by like flying drones, okay, we'll focus on the ground troops. You guys take out the flyers.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing. I know, you know, Ultimate Alliance 3 is top down. People are like, oh, but they couldn't do stuff like this. I think they could have been a bit more ambitious and added something different rather than a copy and paste of Alliance 2, but even worse. But that's me. You know, maybe because it was a Switch exclusive, I don't know. But
yeah, it was fun, and it had some good things about it, but it did feel like a downgrade from the from the 360 era, which is weird because it's supposed to be next gen. Yeah,
and that was it. And I think that's everything in terms of gaming news this couple of weeks, really. Obviously, we've got the Sony event. God, not the Sony event. The Microsoft event this month.
Yes, yeah.
Like we said earlier, I'm hoping they'll show some good stuff there. And I don't think they will, but I hope they give us some more light of a release date. I don't want to... If they throw a price in, great. Does a date is all I'm asking for now.
Please tell me when.
Yeah. If it's going to be November, I need to prepare. If it's not, fine. Just tell me something.
Just tell me.
But, yeah,
I gotta know. I think both of them are being incredibly cryptic. I get that there's COVID and, you know, that's going to hurt supply lines. But also people, like you say, people need to decide, like, right, okay, they always release near Christmas. I'm either buying this for someone or I'm buying this for myself. If you're buying this for yourself, then you have to kind of start saving and budgeting, and maybe you won't buy Tsushima straight away.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, PS5 is 2 months after that, so
I'll
just have to hope it's backwards. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're not cheap.
No, they're not. And this is it. Like, I want Tsushima day one. You know, 17th of July. I want it. But if they then say, oh, by the way, this is going to get a PS5 version, I won't play it day one. I'll buy the PS5 and buy that day one, and wait a little bit longer for the better version. But because Sony, exactly. And this is the issue I have with Sony, is because they've been so cryptic of what's going on. We don't know what's coming. We don't know if they're going to have any form of backwards compatibility. We don't know anything. And the worst part about it is, like you said, it's just so they can make extra money. They don't know with Last of Us. They're like, what should we bring on PS4? Last of Us Remastered? It's like, great. But, you know, you never know. Hopefully they change my mind.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, the thing is, it's for me, I don't think they're doing it in the way that you might be misconstruing it. I think they're doing it still in a stupid way. Both of them. It's the building the hype.
And this is
they think they're building hype by being cryptic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What they're actually doing is like building like buyer's anxiety.
Yeah, no, exactly. And this is the issue. Like I said, this is the issue why I struggled to decide what I'm doing for so long, is because they're so cryptic. But you know, this is the part of the podcast where let's start the community in. Guys in chat, what do you think of the whole next gen no information crypticism by Sony and other companies? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? What do you think?
Do you think it builds the hype, or does it?
Yeah, let us know, guys.
Does it slowly? Is it building the hype, or is it building like buyer's anxiety? Like, you're like, come on, how much? What am I getting day one with it? I need to know if I'm buying it this year, next year.
This is it. Zero going into his segment of his thoughts. I think everything was still in flux and leave some wiggle room to change stuff. Yeah, I agree. I hope it's not too long now. I think it's getting to that point of every company should have some wiggle room of what they want to do and don't do. But I think it's getting close to that point of where they need to start announcing a date, and at least a date. Don't care about the price, just a date. Because we already know Sony are going to go, our PS5 is going to be this, and Microsoft's going to undercut them by 50 to 100. It's going to happen. They're in that situation of that's what's going to happen.
I'm sure. Well, it could be a byproduct of not having, obviously, E3 this year or Gamescom, but I'm sure we knew like 7 years ago, like what was dropping day one on PS4, sorry.
Yeah.
And what
we had
prices were.
Yeah, we had way more information last gen than we did this gen. They need to reveal a price this month so people can start saving. Exactly, I agree, Taro. And this is it. I completely agree that this is what they need to do.
I could give them up until August, because that's when Gamescom would be.
Yeah,
like in Germany normally. So if they're doing like another virtual event, we're like, sorry, we're doing a virtual, like EGX is doing a virtual EGX, right?
Yeah.
So if we're doing a virtual Gamescom, guys, like it's gonna be a 45-minute stream. We're just gonna literally do announcements.
Yeah, I agree.
Some awkwardness from PR people. working from home and their kids popping in or their dog or something, whatever. Like do it podcast style like we're doing. That's how they seem to be doing all these. That's cool. And then like, okay, fair enough. You're trying to build some hype, and like it is the time of year where we have these events. But if it's just kind of like, yeah, well, nothing, I'll be like, come on, guys. Like, I know, like I said, like you can't just constantly use like COVID-19 supply line.
Yeah.
Like,
it's that whole controversy. Like I know you said you're going into end of August. I'm giving till the end of July. This is the last month. Really, not even
going to give them to Gamescom?
No, because it sounds bad. We would have had E3 by now. We'd already made our decisions. We haven't got that tour. So July, this is the last month that I'm going to give developers to give me why I should buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. If they don't, I'm going to go with my route one. I've just bought my brand new shiny monitor. I'll buy one console, which will be the Series X at this rate, and worry about PlayStation next year. I hope Sony do something to prove me wrong, but that's what it is at the end of the day. Next year, my PC's going to get upgraded, then I'll be on PC gaming for the rest of my life, and I'll never come back again. But until then,
fair enough.
You got to do what you got to do. Saving for a house and gets expensive.
Miss Evie said she's sticking to PC. The problem we discussed earlier in the stream about sticking to PC is the issue of I have with FOMO. Like I said, like there are some phenomenal games, and you're gonna at the if you want to play, especially as a content creator, if you're gonna want to play multiple of them, you're gonna need at least a PlayStation and PC, and a Nintendo Switch. And
if you're a big advocate of you got friends on console, crossplay is not just there yet. I know.
Hopefully
you've had. I hope it does. I think it's a thing devs should consider day one, like it's a requirement rather than that's a nice to have. That's my opinion. Squadrons, like I said earlier, that's gonna be cross-platform. Great.
Day one, yeah.
Day one. Apex, it's late to the party, but it's coming out in December by adding the Switch as well. So that's nice for the little Switch owners. Just little things like that. So add it. They didn't even have to think about it. They just go, every game has a day one patch these days. Patch it in. Why not? Yeah, it takes a little bit more time, but I'd rather them do a little bit of a delay so they can fit some that makes it consumer friendly in than just not have it at all. But that's my opinion. And I think that is going to hit the time of ending the cast. Have you got any final words before we start ending it up?
Just the usual, I just want to remind people that are listening and that are very PC, and I don't mean politically correct, I mean the PC itself. You got to remember that not everyone can afford or has the opportunity to build a gaming PC. So you got to think of those people as well. Until their financial situation may they might be I can save up for a console. They need it hassle free. Whatever their excuse is, you can't exclude them from this discussion. Yeah. So that's why I think there's again, we focus a lot on the console launches. You got to think and it also dictates a lot. Taro has said this. It dictates a lot about what will happen on PC as well. The consoles do, for lack of a better word, hold the PC ports back because they obviously have to make it run on everything. So having next gen out as well will help that, where PC players are feeling frustrated. So that is my little opinion.
That's it. Cool. Well, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I really do. I like to give everyone as much information as I can. This is something I'm going to do, more frequently. Instead of it giving weekly, it's going to be every couple of weeks, so every fortnight. Just because we have more news coming out, and it makes it more info friendly rather than what should we talk about this week. Well, nothing much is going on, so that's why I do it fortnightly now. I've been Nate. This has been Nando, and this is Nate and Friends. I'll see you guys next time.